Scott and I just got back from doing our first ever meetup in Mount Vernon, Washington. It was amazing. We had a great turnout. I believe there was 24 of us. We had so much fun. Great conversation, amazing meeting new people and hearing their stories. We had so much fun that we decided we want to continue this every month. However, we'll be alternating between restaurants and going out and seeing nature. So this March 18th at 10 a.m., we will be meeting at Lake Padden to do the walk there. Anybody and everybody is welcome. I don't care if you're carnivore, keto, low carb. If you want to be around good people and get encouragement, come join us. I'll have more information soon on the website as well as in our Carnivorous Me Discord. Today is Sunday's Q&A, so we're going to get into the Q&As. Our first question is from Denise. She asked, do you use diet sweeteners? I use no diet sweeteners. Any ounce of sugar, any taste of sugar just triggers me to want to eat more. And also, fun fact, when we eat even diet sweeteners, it triggers our body to release more insulin because it thinks it's getting something sweet. Ergo, we tend to get hungry and then we want carbs. So I don't even delve down the artificial sweetener route. Plus, it goes like right through me, so not my jam. Our next question is from Trish. Actually, I've had a handful of these questions. What is your cholesterol readings? Liver, kidney function, heart, yada yada. Do you have a doctor following you? Yes, 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 and yes. You can see all my lab work from the start till the most recent on carnivorousme.com. I post all of my information there as well as my doctor's notes that I get from the cardiologist and my PCP. I will be seeing the cardiologist again the end of March, I believe like the 30th of March, and my PCP again in a few months, although I just recently saw him. Our third question is from John. Any suggestions what to eat between 2 meals when I get hungry? You can eat things like beef jerky, cheeses if you're doing cheeses. You can do brown butter bites. However, I would suggest reassessing what you're eating, how much protein and fat. Ideally, you want to get to where you don't have to snack at all. If you're finding that you're having to snack frequently or between meals, then I would suggest trying to eat either a bit more at your meal or eat a little more fat. I find that even when I do OMAD, I don't snack at all anymore. I'm just satiated, but I also ensure that I assess every single meal I eat. Am I eating enough? I always think about after I eat, how did I feel? If I felt kind of lethargic or hungrier, then my next meal I eat a little bit more and I adjust each meal. My last suggestion is have a good chat with yourself. Are you really hungry? Like, do you feel it in your stomach or is it your brain saying you need to eat? There is a huge difference. We do not eat with our brains, we eat with our stomachs. And what I mean is the bored eating, the emotional eating comes from here. You will not emotionally eat with your stomach, if that makes any sense. So when the cravings happen, or I should say when the snacking feeling happens, really assess, are you doing it out of boredom, emotional eating, or are you genuinely hungry? Buck asked, I have a question. I watched one of your shorts and your face was quite rosy. Did that develop with a change in nutrition? I haven't heard anyone mention this. No, I actually have rosacea. I have vascular rosacea to be specific. The extra redness in my original videos was from having way too much glucose in my blood system, and that's gotten a lot better. But the redness you see in my cheeks, it is from actual broken blood vessels from having rosacea. There is no way to fix this other than having a dermatologist, which fingers crossed I can eventually get that done soon. Just because imagine it's like having spider veins. There's nothing that's going to repair it. They're already broken and bled into the skin, and that's why you will see me on my cheeks and sometimes on my eyebrows that it's redder at times than others, and it's just because of the rosacea that I have. All right, next one is from Stacy. It says, please help me. It's been 3 weeks eating carnivore and I've lost only a few pounds. Can you tell me what a normal weight loss is on this? I do feel much better with little inflammation. I don't feel as depressed as I have been and feeling joy for the first time in a long time. This is a hard thing to answer. Everybody's journey is going to be different. There is no expectation, or at least in my book, of what to lose. I find if I'm struggling with the weight loss aspect, I like to take 1 week, record everything that I eat. It allows me to see, am I eating too much? Am I eating too little? Am I eating more frequently than I thought I was when I started? Then after that 1 week, change one thing. Stop eating dairy maybe, or eat twice a day instead of once a day, or maybe you're eating 3 times a day, go to twice a day. Change one thing, assess that week, you rinse and repeat this, and this will help immensely if you feel like you're slowing down, you're not losing weight fast enough. However, you mentioned here, you are having less inflammation, you're not feeling as depressed, and you're feeling joy for the first time in your life. Do not let the number on the scale affect that. If we focus so much on what that number says, we miss all of the other benefits over here. What I strongly suggest doing is making a non-scale victory journal. Just get a notebook and all these positive things, write them down, because the minute you start to think, oh, I should have lost 5 pounds this week or 3 pounds or whatever, you can open that journal back up, and we can thank Scott for this. This was his idea. I will not take credit for this. And look at it and say, you know what? I may have not lost but half a pound this week, but heck, I feel a lot better. I'm actually feeling joy for the first time. It gives us a new perspective. We did not get overweight overnight, or usually even over a year. It's over a lifetime of choices. It is unrealistic to think that 1, we're ever going to be perfect at this. 2, that we can just drop that weight like that. I know the weight loss industry sells quick and easy and simple weight loss, but it's unrealistic. Weight will come off your body as it needs to, and as you're paying attention to your hunger levels. Do not let the danger of perfection stop your progress. Okay, Honey's next. When did you start adding more movement, walking into your plan? Day 1. The walking, I just tried to move around the house. I literally just started walking inside the house. I started doing the dishes. I was like literally profusely sweating, leaning on the kitchen sink to do the dishes. I was just in such a bad place. Doing these little things, going up and down the stairs just a couple extra times a day. I believe in the 2nd or 3rd week, I started to add the walking in. And this was me going out front of the house with the walker. We walked to the mailbox, which is like 6 houses down. I had to sit at the mailbox. I will never forget that. We walked 6 houses down and I had to sit on my walker because my back hurt so bad and I was huffing and puffing. A little bit every single day, no matter where you start. If you are bed bound, it doesn't matter. Start by just doing some simple leg kick exercises, rolling yourself back and forth in the bed. Those small things add up every single day to a little bit more and a little bit more, and now where I can walk 5 miles in one go. Sylvia asked, how are you dealing with the emotional eating part of eating? I read Jordan Peterson's 12 Rules for Life. It got me on the path to restore my integrity to myself. I finally acknowledged I was a big old fat liar to myself, telling myself I would do things when I knew I wouldn't. And it also helped me realize I had created this fissure inside myself, this division of the Amanda that wants to do things and the Amanda that was resentful. Well, I created that resentful part of myself because I would tell myself I'd do things when I knew I was lying to myself. I would promise to not eat XYZ, and then of course I would go and do it. I was able to restore my integrity and honor my word. I have not been perfect on my journey, and I will be the first to admit this. However, with the emotional part, I realized food is just, when I was eating the emotions so I didn't have to work through them. So now I work through them. The only thing I genuinely still struggle with right now is when I have a high level of stress. It's gotten much better. It used to be the smallest hiccup caused me problems. Now the threshold is much higher, but it's still something that I still struggle with. As far as binge eating with happiness, sadness, those kinds of things, I can absolutely tell you I don't do that anymore. And it is very relieving to have let that go. But I will tell you the first step is restoring the integrity to ourselves. Here's a question I've gotten a lot of lately from Sophia. I don't understand why you cut out vegetables. Carbs and sugar, okay, but veggies. I do carnivore because I have autoimmune issues. I have high levels of inflammation in my body. Vegetables contains oxalates, which increase inflammation. I'm also very sensitive to a lot of different things, so that is why I don't eat vegetables. I have noticed a huge improvement in my inflammation removing them out of my diet. Now, that doesn't mean everybody has to. There are probably people who do excellent with vegetables and have no issues. I just am not one of them. The next question's from Rick. What do you do for constipation? I've only experienced constipation a few times while on this diet. Every single time it's because I didn't drink enough water or I didn't eat enough fat. As long as I make sure I have enough water and eat enough fat, I have no problems in the bathroom. However, those couple times that I have had constipation, I take a Dulcolax 2, which is magnesium hydroxide. I believe there's a handful of other different Dulcolax products you can use. That one does fine for me when I've had to use it. But again, water, fat, no problem. Last question is from Tara. Watched another video. I thought it was you and I thought you said you had one meal a day. Is that now changed? I don't stick to something specific. I eat when I'm hungry and I don't eat when I'm not. I would implore others to do the same as well and not get stuck in a I have to do this. Some days I'm more active and I'm hungry around noon, so I'll have bacon and eggs, and then we'll have a steak or, ground beef something or rather around 5 o'clock. Some days I eat once a day around 3 o'clock and I have a ribeye. It just varies depending on how I feel that day. Again, I don't stick to I absolutely do this. For a few months, I just did OMAD, but I'm finding now that I'm more active, Scott and I are doing racquetball and walking more, that I am a bit more hungry more frequently, so I do 2MAD some days, and sometimes I do OMAD the other. It just varies. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate all of your encouragement and you encouraging others. That is the big thing for me, is I appreciate it, but I appreciate every one of you that take time to answer other people's questions and encourage them on their journey, because that is what this is all about, is about us improving our health. Thank you again, guys, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
2MAD, Bad Max.
Just hit stop.
Season 2.
You can eat snack things like beef jerky, or if you're doing cheese, hard cheeses. That was a dog earthquake. How do you deal with the emotional eating part of eating? No.
Just start from the beginning then.
Why did you start right